Okay, we're live. Welcome. Welcome. If you're here on Zoom, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all the different platforms that we're streaming on, welcome to our daily overview call. Got some people coming in to the call. I trust you guys are having an awesome day wherever you are. Tui, I see you. It's 1 a.m. where
Thank you,
you're
Tim.
at. I just love the dedication, and this is just amazing. We talked
Thank
about it
you.
yesterday. It's like, wow, like after a long day of doing what you do and then still making time and having the energy to go and pursue your passion and your purpose of really gifting Divinfi. And that's why you're just doing so amazing with this opportunity. And I just want to give you another shout out. I really can't give you enough because you're really just showing the world that it's possible no matter what your circumstances are, right? And it's just if you truly have a knowing of this beautiful gift that is Divinfi. And so big shout out to you. Welcome, Barbara. Love your consistency as well. Welcome to our call. It is 10 minutes past the hour here in Philippines. It's been an awesome day. Had some Japanese food just a little bit ago and walked down here. And now, as always, right, discipline is so important when it comes to pursuing your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. And whenever you do things that are truly in alignment with who you are, it's not even discipline. It's just literally a part of your nature. It is who you are. It's like you're going to do the things that you know you need to do no matter what. It's going to happen. It's just how it is. And so I wouldn't really be doing it's 11:11 here. Awesome. Make a wish. I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. In fact, I have a beautiful girl right here with me. Took her out on a date. She's sitting in on this call, and I told her like, "Hey, we can go on this date, but by 11 I need to be in my hotel room just so you know." And I was like, "If you're okay with that, then we can do it." So we ended up she's here, and we're like I said, like there's nothing else I'd rather be doing because it's truly what we have here is a gift that we're giving the world. And so I'm truly excited. And we woke up today. You woke up and getting ready to go to bed, right? It's getting close to that time, but we woke up, we're on the team, we have air in our lungs, and if there's air in my lungs, I'm gonna keep on giving this beautiful gift that is Divinfi. And so if you're watching this call and it's your first time ever being on here, I just want to welcome you to our amazing ecosystem that has been created over the last, couple of months, but really it's a culmination of the last few years. And so with that being said, I'm going to share some information with you. And like one of my mentors said a long time ago, he said that information has the ability to completely change your situation. And so I want to welcome you to the biggest launch in history. I'm going to share some information with you here in a moment that's going to, I hope, is going to be able to change your perspective in one way or another. And so what we're doing here at Divinfi, our vision is to create an ecosystem that brings freedom to all 8 billion people on Earth, whether that's financial, location, time, or emotional freedom. And like, I'm sure you can relate. As a kid myself, I wasn't really good at school. I didn't really care for school. In fact, I slept 7 out of 8 periods every single day. But my main thing that I was looking for and what I wanted was freedom. The freedom in all areas. I didn't know what that meant. In my mind, because I grew up with a poor family, I thought that was just financial. It was just finances. And so my main thing was just to get rich. And so I dropped out of college at the age of 18, my second year in college, and I ended up going all in on business. I got introduced to a guy that got me into the car exporting business. So I was in the US and I was buying cars, and then I was shipping them out to places like Dubai and Saudi Arabia, the Dominican Republic, Cambodia, all these different places abroad. And I made my first six-figure income at the age of 18. And so I started to realize that that wasn't it. I mean, that was pretty decent money at the time. You know, nowadays six figures barely gets you by. But at that time, it was decent money. But I had to trade my time for money. I was working 80 hours a week, and I was also losing my health. So a couple of years after that, after first getting introduced to the car business, I met this individual. He was about 2 or 3 years older than I, and he was living this movie star lifestyle. So he was flying on private jets. He owned three supercars. He retired his parents by the age of like 23. So I was like, wow, that's amazing. Like I want to do what you do. Like he was making money online, traveling the world, all this stuff. Like he didn't have to be in one specific location to earn income. And so I started to get mentored by him, and I just observed everything he did, and he taught me a lot. I learned a lot from this individual. And he later, through that experience, I got introduced to a lot of different other mentors and just different industries like affiliate marketing, direct sales, e-commerce, forex and crypto trading, coaching, rental arbitrage, all of these different industries. And over the last 10 years, 10, 12 years, give or take, I've made millions and millions of dollars for myself. And I was able to help several others, I mean, dozens and dozens of other people earn a six-figure income and above. So it really blessed me a lot of different ways. I mean, I was able to travel to 25 different countries. You know, I was semi-retired for a little bit. And it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. But I realized that it wasn't the end all be all. Just because you had the financial, the location, the time freedom, doesn't mean that you had it all. And so there was something still missing. There was something missing. And so in June 2023, I was married at the time, and we ended up making a trip. We put everything that we had either in the storage or in our properties in the US, and we went abroad to Japan and you know, basically East Asia and Southeast Asia. We went all over there. And I started to experience something that I never experienced before, and it was really bad anxiety, depression, panic attacks, and suicidal thoughts, which was foreign to me because I've never been like that. I've always been a very positive individual. I've read thousands of books. I've done plenty of personal development with Tony Robbins. I got certified with Bob Proctor, if you know who he is. I did energy work, plant medicine, seminars and workshops and breath work and coaching and all of these things. I spent hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to develop myself. And I started to experience all of this crazy stuff, like literally thinking about jumping off of the 48th floor of the penthouse that I was living in at the time in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So I was like, things have to change. Like, I don't know what's happening. I'm having such bad panic attacks. I mean, and really what it was is there's a lot of issues going on in my marriage at the time, and it was just causing me a lot of stress. And what happened was, you know, I mean, as humans, we are motivated by two things. It's either inspiration for bettering our life, or it's desperation, getting so desperate that you need to make a change. And that's where I was at. I had to get desperate to make a change in my life. And so I actually ended up walking away from that marriage, went through a divorce back in November. And then shortly after, I landed myself in jail. Okay, so I landed myself in jail. I had brought some marijuana with me from Thailand to Bali, Indonesia, where it's highly illegal. In Thailand, it's very legal. It's literally like 30 shops in every single street. And so I ended up getting thrown in jail for 6 days and then 17 days in a rehab facility. And the thing is like I didn't think I had a problem, but I was smoking weed every single day for 12 years. So it really made me reflect on what was important. And so as I was in this jail, they actually told me that I could possibly get the death penalty, like literally die for something so insignificant. And so they were like, either you pay us $50,000 US or you go to jail for 4 to 12 years or possibly get the death penalty. So I'm like, okay, like here's the money. I get out. And then after that, I got introduced to this guy right here. His name is Don Smith. So Don Smith I got introduced to him by Jamie Devine. He's our CEO here at Divinfi. And he had been mentoring, Don had been mentoring Jamie for 4 years. They had traveled to like 180 cities together. And basically Don is the Don. Okay. He's the Don of transformation. Okay. That's a good way to put it. And he had been working with, elite athletes at the Olympic level in 15 different sports. He worked with 8 billionaires. He worked with the guys that created the BlackBerry. And he actually took them from $6 billion a year to $68 billion a year. And so Don has this amazing transformational process that he had been developing since the last 44 years. And I went through it. I didn't know what I was going to get. I didn't realize what was going to happen. But he takes me through this process and everything in my life completely shifts. No more anxiety, depression, panic attacks, or suicidal thoughts. No more addictions. Was addicted heavily to smoking weed, sex, was addicted to people pleasing, travel, validation, money, all of these different things. And within this 2 hour period, all of that was completely gone. So Don's process is just unlike anything that I've ever heard of, seen, or experienced. And so what he does is he takes you and he removes the energetic anchor holding you back, which happened. It's the very first trauma that you ever received, essentially. That's what it is. He removes this anchor. So to explain it, there's this chart right here. And so this chart is called the consciousness scale. And in the scale, it talks about all of our emotions is on a level of consciousness or frequency or vibration. You can use these words interchangeably. So it goes from a 0 to 1,000, with shame being at the very bottom, which is a 20. And at the very top is enlightenment, which is a 700 to 1,000. So it goes from a 0 to 1,000. So like I said, shame is 20, fear is 100, courage is 200, joy is 540, and enlightenment's anywhere from a 700 to 1,000. So for reference, a guy named Hitler, which we all know, he was at a level 50. Now, over 80% of the world's population is actually underneath this line right here. Underneath this line. 80% of the world is underneath the 210. And I would say 80% of those 80% is actually operating at the level of fear. The level of fear of losing their loved ones, fear of losing their job, fear of losing their life. And the thing is fear is an illusion. Fear actually stands for false evidence appearing real. It's an illusion. 99% of the time, we're afraid of something that's never going to happen, that never actually happens. So most people are at fear. And the great masters that roamed this earth, the great teachers, whether it was Abraham, Moses, Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, Zoroaster, Krishna, all of these great teachers, they were operating at the level 1,000. And what they were trying to tell us and what they were preaching was that enlightenment is our natural state, is our authentic state. That is who we are. That is who you are. And so what Don does is like I said, he takes you to the very first moment in your life where you sustained a trauma. And by trauma, I don't necessarily mean physical abuse or sexual abuse or something crazy like that. It can simply It can simply be you falling off of your bike. It can simply be hearing your mom and your dad yelling at one another in the other room. It happened sometime before the age of 7, all the way to whenever you're in the womb of your mother. Okay, so it's really what he does. He takes you there through a series of questions and he helps you release this energetic anchor. So imagine being at the very bottom of the ocean and you're trying to swim to the top. But every time you do, you go 30% up, you have this anchor drag you back down. Go 30% up, it drags you back down. So what Don does is he helps you, because you have the power, he helps you release it so you can float to your natural state of enlightenment. So Don has 2 classes a week. One's on Tuesdays for new clients. The other is for Thursdays for existing clients. This Tuesday, if you're watching this, we're having a global transformational process with Dawn for free. The only qualification is that you fill out this questionnaire. And the thing is Dawn has had people pay him $1 million for a 2-hour session. $1 million for a 2-hour session. In fact, the guy that did, his name was Tim. He was a billionaire. And this is why we created the ecosystem, because our ecosystem is consisted of 2 things, consciousness and then currency. Consciousness and currency. So Tim had all the money in the world. He had all the currency, but he didn't have the consciousness. Tim had 5 addictions. He was addicted to gambling, sex, food, alcohol, and drugs. He was going through a divorce. He had so much anxiety and panic attacks that he couldn't fly on his personal private jet that was worth over $100 million. So you tell me, what point is it to have all that money if you're living in your own self-created hell? So Don works with Tim, and in this 2-hour session, Tim is freer than a bird. He no longer has any addictions, no more divorce, no more panic attacks or anxiety. And to this day, Tim's life has been transformed because of Don's process. And then the other side is really important. If you have the consciousness, but you don't have the money, then you can't affect change in this world. You're limited. There's a lot of yogis. I wouldn't say a lot, but there are some yogis that are meditating 20 hours a day in the mountains that have this level of consciousness, but they don't have the currency, so they can't affect change in this world. So the cool thing is you don't have to meditate for 20 hours a day. You can literally just do a 2-hour process, and Don can take you to the highest levels of the consciousness skill. And the cool thing is the reason why we're doing this transformational process is because today's world is shifting so much. There's a lot of crazy stuff happening. There's 26 wars happening right now. 26 wars happening right now. There's several genocides where I'm from Palestine, and you guys know about Palestine and how there's a crazy genocide. In fact, that's been happening for 75 years, right? People don't realize it's been a 75-year genocide. No one said anything. Just now, just media coverage. The only reason that's happening is because of the consciousness level of the world. So with Don's process, one person at the level of enlightenment actually affects 70 million people underneath this line. So we did the math. 114 people at the level of enlightenment holding this vibration counteracts the entire world. So we only need 114 people holding this level of vibration to completely change and to completely shift the consciousness of the planet. So make sure you're there Tuesday at or Wednesday 5 a.m. Dubai time, which I believe is Tuesday evening Central Time or Eastern Time, whatever. We'll drop the flyer somewhere so you can get access to that. So let's get into the currency side of things, how you can earn some income, how you can make some money so you can actually affect the world in a positive way. AI is taking the world by storm. People trust AI so much that they literally get into their Tesla or whatever smart vehicle that they're in, and they put the coordinates, and then that car takes them to their destination. So they literally trust AI with their life. So it's time that we start trusting AI with with earning us hands-free income. It's time we start trusting AI by growing our accounts hands-free. So we have just that. We have our AI that uses deep learning technology that grows your cryptocurrency account completely hands-free. So it's doing 20 to 50% returns. So this is the range that we've seen per month. We met the developer in Dubai, and he had been developing this AI since 2017. And so at the time when he met him, he said it was a minimum of $100,000 US to use the AI. So what we did is we put up the 100,000 and then we opened it up for the community. And we said, okay, we're gonna basically have this for the community. It took a little bit of convincing, but we got the developer John to drop it from 100,000 to 10,000 and then from 10,000 to 1,000. So the minimum investment, the minimum deposit, the minimum deposit to use Apollo is 1,000 US dollars, and it's doing 20 to 50% return on your money every single month. At least that's the range. You know, some people are like, can it do less than 20%? Yes, it can do less than 20%, just so you know. And can it do more than 50%? Yes, it can do that as well. There's been months that it's done 70, 80% returns. The last 30 days has done 54%. 54%. The caveat is that we have to split our profits with the developer. That's how he makes money. He makes money on the back end of things. So he only makes money if we make money, which I love that model. It's a win-win situation as opposed to, you know, a lot of different AIs. You're just paying for a product upfront. You pay them however much a year to license it, and then hopefully it works. Hopefully you make money. On this model, he only makes money if we make money. And it's been making money for the last few years. So it's absolutely amazing. And you know, it's a very simple onboarding. If you want to get onboarded with that, we can have our onboarding staff help you with that. And if you're in the US and Canada, there are some tiny little loopholes that we need to go through, but you could still get access to it. We just figured out how to do that. And if you are in the US or Canada, reach out to me. I'll make sure to take care of you. So let's talk about compounding. So this guy, Albert Einstein, he says, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. So this is the power of compounding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the compounding calculator so you can start to utilize this AI and you can look at it from a different point of view. I want you to think about this as a savings account on steroids, because nowadays, no matter what currency you're using, if you're using the euro, the dollar, the peso, it doesn't matter. All of the money in the world is actually devaluing today. It is all devaluing because there's hyperinflation and they're printing more money. And so it's simple supply and demand. If you have more of something, the demand becomes less. I'll give you a very clear example, okay? And it's a very practical example. You don't even have to think about it. So I'm on this beach, right? Like the resort that I'm staying at here in Boracay is on a beach. It's in the middle of, it's like kind of a touristy area. And so every single person that has any kind of service, there's only a couple of services, but they keep every single time I walk through, someone's trying to offer me something. They're like, "Sir, you want a massage? Sir, do you want to do some jet ski activities? Sir, do you want um what is it called? Souvenirs or whatever." Everyone has the exact same products. So whenever there's all the same, the demand goes down because I can get it from anywhere. Same thing with the dollar. If there's so many dollars out there, the demand goes down. And KH, I'm not sure who this is, but the profit split is 50-50. So if you do 20%, then you're after you pay him out, it's a 10% net profit. So I'm going to show you how this looks. So let's say you start with $1,000 initial investment, and it's a 10% interest rate. Let's say you earn 10% a month. It could be more, but let's just say 10%, and you're doing 10% a month, and you're compounding it for 5 years. Okay, so whoops, it's wrong. Okay. So if you start with $1,000 and you did 10% on that thousand, you would earn $100 interest in your first month. Now you'd have a balance of $1,100. If you did 10% on the 1,100, you gained $110 in interest. So you have an ending balance of 1,210. 10% on that, $121 interest. You earned 1,331, or you have 1,331 ending balance. Let's skip to month 8. In the 8th month, you would earn $194.87 in interest, almost $200. And then you'd have an ending balance of 2,143. So if you take a look at it from the first initial deposit to month 8, you more than gained 100%. Over 100% returns within 8 months. Your traditional savings account is giving you 1% a year. The US dollar is losing 1% a month. So after a year, you're losing 12% in purchasing power, and then they're giving you 1% a year. So if you were to look at this, to get the same value in 8 months, you would have to have your money sit in a bank account for over 100 years. And that doesn't even, by that time, that 100%, you would have already lost more than 100% in purchasing power. I mean, if the US dollar is still around, right? I doubt that the way that things are going. Now, month 12, 1 year in, you're earning $285 in interest. That's $31.38 ending balance. 2 years in, $895.43 in interest. Ending balance of almost $10,000. 3 years in, $28.10 interest. $30,912 ending balance. 4 months in, $88.19. $97,017 ending balance. And 5 years in, you would have earned $27,680.15 in a single month just off of interest. And then you had an ending balance of $304,481.64. Absolutely crazy. So this is why I say you need to treat this as you don't need to. I suggest, okay, it's just a suggestion. I suggest that you use this as a savings account and you start to allow the velocity of money to work for you. And once you have a good, nice size balance and you're making, a couple $1,000 a month, then you can start to pull some money out, right? If you're making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month just in interest, you could pull out $5,000-$10,000 and keep the rest compounding for you. So this is what I would suggest. You have full control the whole time. So if you want to pull it out day 2, you can do that. There's no lockup period. And so that's kind of how I would think about this AI and start to utilize the power of compound interest. So let's talk about being an entrepreneur or an investor. There's this guy right here. His name is Robert Kiyosaki. One moment, guys. I'm just going to grab some water really quick. So Robert Kiyosaki. So Robert Kiyosaki talks about there's 4 ways to earn income. So this side right here, this left side is based on trading your time for money, time for effort. This side is based off of leveraging a system, leveraging your money. So as an employee, you work 8 hours, you get paid for 8 hours. You work from 9 to 5, you get paid from 9 to 5. Let's say you work at a smoothie shop, and then one day you're like, you know what? I want to open up my own smoothie shop. So you go from being employed to being self-employed. Now you have a little bit more independence, but you don't have a job anymore. You actually own a job. You own a job. So if you wanted to go take 20 days off, a month off, 2, 3, 4, 5 months off, it's very difficult to do that, or else you're not going to get paid, and your business will most likely fall apart. Even if you have several employees, a manager, all this stuff, it's very difficult to just leave your business because you're the owner, but you're also the operator. So the only time you get financially free is whenever you shift from this side to this side. So as a business owner, you're leveraging a system, and a system stands for save yourself some time, energy, and money. Save yourself some time, energy, and money. So Elon Musk has 100,000 employees. Let's just say that. He probably has more. And each one of those employees has 8 hours that they work for him per day. So 8 hours times 100,000 employees is 800,000 man hours that Elon Musk is leveraging every single day. Okay? So that's why Elon, even though he has 24 hours in a day, just like you and I, he's able to do all the stuff that he's able to do. It's because he's leveraging a system that has 800,000 or 100,000 employees in it. So as an investor, you're just simply leveraging your time. I mean, you're leveraging your money. So instead of leveraging people, you're leveraging your money. And nowadays, it's the easiest time in the world to become an investor, because normally, like a simple investment that you can think about is real estate, right? You buy a piece of property or a piece of land or whatever, and let's say you spend $250,000 on it. The mortgage is $1,500, and then you rent it out to somebody for $2,000. Well, you're earning $500 in passive income every single month. That's a very simple way to think about an investment. But instead of having to pay $250,000 to make $500 in passive income, residual income, you can now use $1,000 in our AI, and you can start to earn money as an investor. So how do you get started? If you want to use Don's prices process, if you want to use the AI, there's only one package. It's called the Freedom Pack. So it's a one-time fee of $149, meaning $149 for the first month. And then every month after that is $99 per month. After you get the results through Don's process, through the AI, you're going to be excited. You're going to want to share with people. And if you share it and refer 3 people to the membership, your membership is completely free. This is just as a customer. This isn't as building the business, but we do have the business side of things, which I'm going to talk about now. And this compensation plan, this partnership program, is in the industry of network marketing. What is network marketing? Network marketing is, instead of spending millions and millions of dollars on advertising, commercials, billboards, all the traditional ways of marketing, we pay people like you and I to share this via word of mouth. Okay, very simple. You have the ability to earn infinite income potential, anywhere from $100 a month all the way to $4 million every single month. You have the ability to earn weekly residual income, which is just doing the work one time, getting paid for that work over and over and over again. There also are no qualifications or experience needed. What does that mean? Doesn't matter what your resume looks like. Doesn't matter what country you're in. Doesn't matter your education level. Doesn't matter your color. Give you black, white, purple, orange. Doesn't matter. You could go to a prestigious school. You could go to a shitty school. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you went to Yale. It doesn't matter if you went to jail, which I personally have been to jail. I've been divorced. I've had failed businesses. I've gone through some crazy shit in my life. None of that matters here. And the last thing is that there are team building incentives. So what that means is that you're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. You have a whole support system that's here to help you get to where you want to go. And so let's get into the compensation side of things. I'm going to make this brief. So we have our rank names. This would be like your corporate role. There's a network size, which is the first qualification. This is the number of people in the network total. So any business owner is building a network. That's how they get paid. So for example, take your family doctor. Let's say they have 100 patients. Those 100 patients come see him every 2-3 months. All he's doing to get paid is he's built a network. Same thing for lawyers and coaches and whatever, therapists. It's all about building networks. And then the second qualifier is the personal referrals. So this is the people that you personally refer to the membership. And then there's 3 ways you get paid. There's a weekly payout, which is paid out once a week on Monday. There's a one-time rank bonus. So if you qualify for the monthly bonus or the one-time rank bonus, it's paid the very following month. And then there's a daily bonus, which is paid out every day. Normally $50 per membership. For the next 48 weeks, whenever we finish getting out of pre-launch, we're just waiting on our blockchain ecosystem. It's going to be $100 per membership. So for the next 48 weeks, we're doubling it up for you. This is our very first promotion. We have 2 more promotions I'll talk about later in the presentation, or at the end of the presentation, as to say. But for now, it's $100 per membership. Every single day, you have the ability to get this bonus. So however many people you bring in, you get paid $100 per person for every single person that uses the membership. Simple. Now, to hit inviter, you need to build a network size of 2 on the left, 1 on the right, or 2 on the right, 1 on the left. Doesn't matter. Out of those 3, you need to bring 2 personally, 1 on your left, 1 on your right. It could be your mom and dad. That's a good example. Once you do that, you're getting paid $25 a week, which is $100 a month. If you do this in your first month, you'll get paid minimum $300. Let's say you're your mom, your dad, that's $200. There's $100 here, $100 here. That's $200 for the personal, for the daily bonus. And then you get paid $25 per week, which is $100 as well. That's $300. So let's say you buy your mom, your dad brings your Uncle Bobby in. Now you have 3 total. You are now an inviter. Congratulations. So next, rank connected 200. How you hit connected 200 is by helping your mom and your dad hit inviter. So you help them do what you did. You duplicate your efforts. And now you have a total of 4 on your left, 4 on your right. You only brought 2 total, 2 personally referred total. And you actually only need, this is the qualifier for all the way up to connector 900, where you're earning $900 a month. So at connector 200, once you meet these qualifications, you're now getting paid $50 a week, which is $200 a month. And then you get a one-time bonus of $200. One time. Connector 500, 10 on your left, 10 on your right. That's 20 total in your network size. You're only bringing 2. That's $125 a week, which is $500 a month. And then you get a one-time bonus of $500. Simple. Connector 900, you got 20 on your left, 20 on your right. You're only about 2, getting paid $225 a week, which is $900 a month. And then that's $900 one-time bonus. And then it just duplicates, right? Now connector 1500, 40 on your left, 40 on your right. You need to bring 2 on your left now, 2 on your right. So we went from 1 to 2, 1 to 2. So that's 4 total. So if it was your mom and your dad, then you bring your brother and your sister. You have 4 personally referred. Out of those 4, they duplicate, because all you're gonna do, like I said, is you're gonna help your mom and your dad get to where you first started, and then they're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna help their people get to inviter, and then their people are gonna help their people get to inviter, and then you're just gonna duplicate, because this is a win-win-win system. The more people you help, the more this is what Zig Ziglar says, okay? He says, if you help enough people get what they want, you will get every single thing that you want. It's very simple. Now, networker 3K, 75 on your left, 75 on your right. You're bringing 4 total. You're getting paid $3,000 a month. Networker 5K, $5,000 a month. And you can get paid part-time here, part-time money, $500 a month. You can get paid full-time money at $9,000 a month, or you can get paid big-time money, $25, $50, $100,000 a month. So at 25K, you actually get a new bonus. It's called the global pool bonus. So what we do is we take a look at all the sales globally, all over the world, and we take 1% of all the sales and we put it into a pool. In this pool, it's split amongst the number of shares that there are in the company. So let's say there's 10 shares. So 10 divided by a million is $100,000 per share. So at Speaker 25K, you're getting 1 share. You get an extra 100,000. Speaker 50K and on. So basically, Speaker 25K and beyond, you get an extra $100,000 per month. Now at Master 750K, you get 2 shares. So 100,000 times 2, you get an extra 200,000, 200,000, 200,000, 200,000 on top of the 750, 1 million, 2 million, $4 million every single month. Okay, so very simple, very to the point, very fair compensation plan. We want to make sure that everybody is winning. And right now we are in pre-launch. So you're in a very good place to get in. We're at a ground floor opportunity. And so when it comes to business, it's all about timing, timing, timing. You know, there's a difference between consumers and investors or creators. So a consumer, for example, if you had bought every single iPhone from conception, you would have $20,000 today. If you took that same money, the same 20,000, and you invested in Apple stock at the very beginning, at the right time, you would have $200 million today. So you have that same level of opportunity with Divinfi that you did with Apple, except that Divinfi is more than just a financial system. It's a movement towards financial freedom and personal empowerment. So if you're in alignment with our vision of consciousness and currency and helping raise humanity's consciousness, get back to the person that invited you and ask them for their unique link, so that way you can get started and they can get the credit for inviting you to our beautiful ecosystem. And with that being said, I'm gonna announce 2 more promotions. We like to give prizes to our amazing partners for spreading this mission. So from now until August the 18th, if you come in and you bring 10 people directly to the ecosystem, you're going to get a brand new GoPro. If you bring 20, you get a brand new iPhone. And if you bring 30 directly, you get a brand new MacBook. There is no first, second, or third. Everyone has the ability to win. Everybody. I'm actually 2 away from getting the MacBook. I'm at 28 directs. So I'm working my way just like everybody else. I'm excited. And I look forward to giving as many prizes as we can in this promotion. We'll probably do it again sometime in the future, but for now, it's ending on August the 18th, so please take advantage. And the last promotion is we're giving away some hotels. So we're having our first Divinfi event sometime mid-October, maybe a little bit later than that. So give or take mid-October. And so if you hit Connector 1500, you get a 3-day, 2-night stay at the hotel that we're having our event. And if you hit Connector 3000, you get an all-inclusive, which includes flight, hotel, and then VIP access to the event. And if you want to stay connected to all things Divinfi, scan this QR code and then follow us on Instagram, join the Facebook group, and then join the Telegram group. We're going to be announcing everything, all the new updates and everything that we do, including Dawn's transformational process this Wednesday, 5 a.m. Dubai time. You're going to have to make sure to submit the questionnaire or you won't be let in. We're going to have our staff make sure that only the people that have submitted the questionnaire are let into the Zoom. So please, 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 even if you've done it before, doesn't matter if you're in the system or if you're out of the system, the requirement is to 100% fill that questionnaire out. And with that being said, I would like to open it up for any Q&A so we can make sure that you have all of the information to make an informed decision. Whether you're on Facebook or any other platforms, if you're here on Instagram or Zoom. I want to shout out all of our beautiful rank ups. We got Felicia out of Australia, Senatilia. So Felicia hit inviter, Senatilia hit inviter. Ella, woo! Ella, connection 200. Mafi, connection 200. Amazing, amazing, amazing. We just got all of these awesome people just crushing it in the system. 4 new rank ups today. Let's go, Australia and New Zealand. Y'all are on fire. And yeah, it's awesome to just witness. KH, Mr. KH, I don't know who you are, but did you have any other questions? I know you had the question about the profit split. Okay. Yes, no, maybe so. I guess not. All right. Well, we'll end this call. Awesome. 2 minutes before midnight over here. And it's 2 minutes before 2 a.m. in Australia. So let's get it, team. Love you guys. I hope you guys are having a great morning, afternoon, or night. And I'll see you at 9 a.m. Philippines time, 5 a.m. Dubai time for another overview call. Let's do it. Let's take it to the moon. Have an amazing